peace of mind. If you're new to this channel, my name is Millionaire and my channel is called Life of a Millionaire. And I created this channel to connect with other like-minded people like myself who are into homeschooling. I'm a homeschooling mother, natural wellness. I definitely support the awareness of natural wellness, from what we put inside of our body to on the outside of our body, into our minds, especially living in an urban environment, which I live in New York City. And also creatives, people that are into being creative, expressing, everyone is creative, but expressing their creativity through music, art, crafting, sewing, drawing, art, whatever form of expression, whatever gifts you have, where you are able to create and share with the world. And all things that are for the betterment of humanity. So welcome to my channel, and if you are new to this channel, I hope that you subscribe, like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm creating this video today as part 2 of my ethnicity, and I decided to I actually wasn't planning on talking about my ethnicity because I don't, it can intertwine and interplay with the way that I'll be able to creatively express myself, but I didn't see how it generally would go with the topics such as homeschooling and but I realized that it would be that much more genuine and allow me to connect with you more, since this is a new channel, Life of a Millionaire, and it will allow me to connect more with you. About to create this channel, I was in touch with a family member that I decided to get to know more, and it persuaded me to pursue utilizing Ancestry.com. And when I went on, shout out to Ancestry.com, and it allowed me to find people that I didn't even know that I was related to. And then they told me about Ancestry.com, and then I decided to try it myself. And so when I tried Ancestry.com, in my part 1 video, which I explained how you will receive the kit from Ancestry.com, and then you will send it back and they will get back to you. And just so you know, they actually get back to you much sooner than you expected, much sooner. And you can even be text. You can even be text. Very, like, it happens right away, very soon. And you'll get your DNA composition, your DNA genetic information. And I was surprised to have my DNA sample analyzed so quickly. So yeah. And yeah, so I wanted to share with you guys what I found when I did Ancestry.com. Now I know when I explored other videos where people had the experience. Before I decided to try it, I went to do my research, and a lot of people are pleasantly surprised to find out that what their parents told them or what they thought was actually more than or totally different than what they thought. And so with that being said, when it came to me, when I did it, I was pleasantly surprised. I think that, I think that I can only be grateful for whatever I'm able to learn that technology allows. So I was just pleasantly surprised and grateful to learn more than I would have probably known maybe, 20, 30, 40, 50, in the past. I would have learned beforehand. So it was just really fascinating to just obtain the information so quickly. So I'm going to share with you, and hopefully by the time I finish this video and I put it on my computer and edit it, you'll be able to see images that will pop up that will explain more about what I'm saying to help, because I definitely want this to be an informative video to make people feel more comfortable and as informative or as with clarity as possible with my experience to help. I'm going to pull it up on my phone, what I found, and I was really fascinated by what I found, and most people are. And it's definitely an easy process, and I definitely, a lot of people, when I do my research, they consider doing more than one. I would probably consider that as well. I don't see why not. And I know that Ancestry.com is very reputable, and they've been around for a while, and I felt very confident in trying them out. I know that some people are very apprehensive about going to genealogy companies that are more public, and they want more private DNA research done, and I respect that. But I felt, it took me time, but I felt apprehensive at first, and then eventually learning more, I felt more confident. So what I ended up finding out, and so I'll share a little bit about my history with when it comes to my parents. My mother, I was raised a lot by my mother's side of the family, and I was born in New York, Brooklyn, and I lived in Brooklyn and Queens, half and half, different parts, and I had an interesting upbringing. I always lived around all different kind of ethnicities, and that was definitely a blessing. Living in New York and being able to be around all different ethnicities growing up, it allowed me to be more compassionate and considerate and caring and loving to others, because I can connect with them in some type of way. So I'm very grateful for that upbringing. When it comes to my father, I don't know much about him. I thought I did, but I don't. And I never met my father. And I'm really grateful that my mother's side of the family had allowed me to be able to learn a lot about myself from their side, and my family was very connected, and we have family in South Carolina and North Carolina, and I knew when I was younger we would visit family, and my grandfather would tell us stories about his history, and yeah, I just had a lot of love and support growing up. And like all families, there are things that you may have wanted to had moments where it could have had different experiences, but for the most part, I am so grateful how I was raised. I was given a lot of love, and yeah, so just to give you some insight. So when you get to, and this is probably where I will have my pop-ups coming up while I'm talking, so I don't know when they'll come up. They'll either come up on this side or this side. But when you receive your text after you do your kit, which I explained in part 1, they will let you know the different steps where they're at, like they received your DNA, and then they are analyzing it, and then you get the result, you know, like it's almost done, and you get the result. You get like 4 texts or something, and then they'll send you like a link to how you can see your results, and then you'll be able to and you definitely, after you finish your kit, like I explained in part 1, you'll have to make an account on Ancestry.com. And just so you know, when I still had questions when I was looking at information about my, let me close my window real quick. And then you will have your ethnicity estimate, and it's like a DNA story, and what it is they'll give you a visual of your, like a circular graph that will show the different percentages, and they give them each different colors, and they'll give you a percentage from the most high to the most high percentage to the least percentage of each different ethnicity that pertains to your DNA. And so I'm trying to think if I should go into so I noticed on mine that so the first one that they put for me was Southern Asia, which is 39%. And when I first saw Southern Asia, I was taken back because I said, Asia? Okay, Asia. Because growing up, yeah, I mean, I had quite a amount of friends, especially when I was living in Queens, that were definitely from this part of the world. But I would have never known that it pertained to me. And so, if you don't know, Asia is very big, and it covers a lot of different parts. And Southern Asia, in this case, they give it different descriptions. I think over the years, Ancestry.com has been able to zone in even more on with your DNA in the particular regions that they will show you. They will give you this map, a gray map, and they will highlight the percentages on the map, and it will even have different regions outlined, and the most innermost one is the closest to where your DNA it is connected to, but even it's about, they'll do like 3 outlines So they'll give you this general region, which the first one for me is Southern Asia, and then they'll do like 2 more outlines. And the innermost one is the one that has the most concentration of your DNA. And then the outermost and the second to outermost is still where the DNA has exists and pertains to. And so, let me just open my phone. So for Southern Asia, which they're primarily talking about, where they covered my region, was India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. And they gave that 39%. And so when you zone in and you get to look more at the area, the innermost one where they found the most concentration of the DNA that I possess would be this outline with Pakistan and India. And I did a little more research, and so that would be where you would, I would just say, yeah, we'll just keep it at Pakistan and India, where the innermost outline is at, and then the second to innermost is around Afghanistan and Nepal, and the outermost is a place called Tajikistan and Bhutan and Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and everything. And so yeah, I was really taken back by that, and I know a lot of people who know me that will be hopefully becoming subscribers and coming into my channel of Life of a Millionaire. I know they're probably get surprised too. If I'm surprised, they have to be surprised as well. Now I'm going to jump, because it actually, again, it goes from highest to lowest in percentages. But I'm going to jump to the 11%, which brings it to 50%, and of Western and Central India, that is in my DNA makeup, because it's nestled right in to the area of Southern Asia, which is called Gujarat, and that is Gujarat, Gujarat, but you would say like Gujarat. And that area, the innermost area that is connected to, so Gujarat is a state within India. So basically I just summed it up. You know, I am 50% Indian, because even that Southern Asian part, that's right there with, like, again, it's like Pakistan, it's India and Nepal, and but it's right nestled in India. I mean, you know. So, and Gujarat is Western. It's a region that's in Western and Central India. When I'm trying to pull up the map right now to be more specific. So again, they'll give you 3 outlines, and for the 11%, that is this Western and Central India part of me that's nestled into the 39%. It is the innermost part. They zone in, and my DNA has the most concentration in this part, in this city called Udaipur. So that's Udaipur, Udaipur, and that is a city in Rajasthan. That's another state, and the Rajasthan, and that's in northwest India. So 50% of me is basically in this region that is nestled all right in India, and yeah, when you go into the innermost part, when you do your Ancestry.com, you'll understand more so, but hopefully my pop-ups will pop up and show you more. And the second to outermost and outermost is still there. It's just nestled. It's right all in India. And yeah, and so, you know, it's right under Nepal, and next to Pakistan and next to Nepal. So it's just all right in there with, you know, India. So now the other 50% of me that I would like to get back to is, and this I found out was connected to my grandmother's, definitely my grandmother's side, because one of the first cousins that came up on my Ancestry.com account, which relatives, whether it's first, second, third, fourth, distant cousin will come up. You'll get to see their ethnicity estimates. I don't think all of it, but the ones that pertain to what you connect with them. Of course, their percentage might be different, lower or higher, but their DNA is connected to yours. And I noticed that the African percentages, which that's the other side, is connected to a relative that is from my grandmother's side of the family, from my mother's side. So the 18%, the first 18% is the region of Cameroon, Congo, and southern Bantu peoples. And I know that Bantu, if I'm correct, I did my research, that's a language in this region. And that's, when I looked at on the map that they give you, the most concentrated part is in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this is all in near the heart of Africa, which is Malawi. So that's amazing, you know. And now the other 18% is Benin Togo. And yeah, when I zoom in to the innermost part, it's circling Benin area a lot, with some of the Nigeria part. But again, you have to look at the map to understand it better. But they'll tell you, they say the region is Benin Togo, 18%. So right there, that's 36. And then 7% is Mali. And 4% is Ivory Coast Ghana. And 2% Senegal. And 1% Ireland and Scotland. And yeah, I don't know anything about that at all. But I thought this was very fascinating because there will be a lot of different places that I will be able to explore, and hopefully it will resonate and connect with the creative side of me, and I'll be able to express and share that in different ways with the world. And I'm excited to learn this about myself. And so yeah, 49% is in Africa. I would say northeast, like the southwest part of Africa, and the 1% Ireland and Scotland, and then the other 50% I would just say is in India, but they classify it as Southern Asia, and Western and Central India for the 11%. So I hope that this will allow you to know more about me and connect with me more. And if there's anyone that has any questions about Ancestry.com or the ethnicity estimates, or I would love to learn about other people's experience. And what I take from this is that it just brings us all closer together as human beings, because that's what we are. And we're all a mixture of just beautiful amazingness. And I haven't even been to Africa yet, and I can't wait. And now I have a purpose when I do go, besides you know, learning about the history of humanity, humans, but just to learn about the ethnicities that pertain to my DNA. Now I really have a more deeper, even a deeper purpose in that respect. So I'm really excited. So if there's anyone who hasn't even been to Africa yet, and you know, I think even learning more about yourself might make it even more interesting to connect with the different ethnicities that are there and cultures and stuff. But I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about the side of me that I did not know about, the Indian side and Southern Asian side, and the African side, which I always knew I had, but I didn't know what parts. And I'm looking forward to doing AfricanAncestry.com because I'm not quite sure, but you know, I think that they get more closer to connecting you to tribal information. So I'm really fascinated by that, and I can't wait to learn more about that. And yeah, so I am so grateful that you are learning more about me, and I look forward to learning more about you. And again, I hope you subscribe, like, and share the video. And until next time, peace divine.